everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Welcome to Pi International Education. In today's video, we have Abdullah sir, who is our IELTS and GED coordinator, and he will be helping us understand a little bit about the IELTS listening test. Thank you so much, Abdullah sir, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. And yeah, I've been a course instructor of IELTS at Pi International for quite a long while. And I understand that some students have some questions regarding the IELTS listening test. So I'll be glad to share my experience with you all. I hope it will be great.
That's great. Thank you so much. So my first question is, can you give us a little bit of insight into the listening test? How long is it? How many sections are there?
Definitely. The listening test of the IELTS exam, it has 4 sections: section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. And the difficulty level of each section is actually, according to, so it starts easy with section 1, and then as soon as you go to section 2 and section 3, the difficulty level increases a bit. It's not really that much difficult, but if you know the tips, if you know the tricks to answer the questions, it's pretty much easy. And each section has got 10 questions, and so in total there will be 40 questions. Each question will have 1 mark. So in total, the listening test has 40 marks.
The listening module has 4 sections with 40 questions and lasts for 30 minutes.
My next question is, what kind of questions can they expect in a listening? Ki dhoroner question types are expect korte pare?
Sure. Basically, in my experience, I have come across, there's a certain pattern of questions that are coming in every test. There will be fill in the gaps, where you will have to use only 1 word. There might be fill in the gaps using some short phrases where you can use not more than 3 words, maybe just 2 to 3 words. There might be some multiple choice question where you'll be given 3 choices and you have to choose the correct letter from there. You might have choose the correct letter where you'll be given a particular statement regarding each letter, and you have to choose the correct letter and answer them accordingly. And yeah, so these are the type of questions that we normally have in the listening test. There are no broad question answers. There are no short question answers. These are all the basic type of questions.
And এই ধরনের question types এর জন্য কোনো specific tips আছে যেটা আপনি suggest করবেন যারা বাসা থেকে practice করছে?
Sure, definitely. Tips are always useful. And I always prepare my students in such a way so that they can be really confident in the exam scenario. So, Jamun, for example, for the fill in the blanks, it's very much important for the students. I always tell them that before every section, they allow you 30 seconds time to look at the questions. Now, it is very much important to utilize that time to go through the question, skim through the question, underline the keywords, so that it will help the students to know what they're looking for. And then there are some questions such as multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions can be a bit tricky because all the choices that are given in the multiple choice questions, all of them will be talked about in the record. So the students, they sometimes get really confused, like which one will be the correct answer. So in these scenarios, I always tell my students to not straight away go for marking the answer. Wait, calm down, listen to the entire conversation, understand what they're talking about. They will always reject the 2 wrong answers and they will always go for the 1 right answer. So you have to listen very carefully and then choose the correct answer. So these are some of the tips I always give.
Thank you so much. I hope our viewers are taking notes and listening to all the tips and techniques that sir is giving. আমার একটা প্রশ্ন আছে যে স্টুডেন্টরা যখন এখন প্র্যাকটিস করা শুরু করবে অথবা প্রিপারেশন নেওয়া শুরু করবে, তারা কি ধরনের অ্যাকসেন্ট এক্সপেক্ট করতে পারে লিসনিং টেস্টে?
Normally, আমাদের যে রেকর্ডটা প্লে করা হয়, it's mostly played in a British accent. But there's nothing to worry about. It's not like the students, they have to learn the British accent that well, because IELTS exam boardra ora exam take design kore obhabe kore because they know that these exams are taken by those students whose first language is not English. So they know it very well. তো ওরা ইংলিশটাকে খুব সুন্দর করে বলে, প্রনাউন্সিয়েশনটা খুব ঠিক করে বলে, but the accent is British. Now it is true that in some sections ওরা একটু speed up করে, ওরা একটু fast কথা বলে, and with much practice and in due time I guess students will be able to get a hold of it. তখন এটা খুব একটা problem হয় না. So I don't think it's much of an issue. Accent ওটা খুব একটা issue না, but with regular practice it becomes really easy.
Tara ki mane what different types of accents should they expect? Like, is it British and American and any other types of accents they might expect?
Normally they are British and Australian. A duita type of accents are always there. And sometimes এটার জন্য একটু আমরা যেটা করি যে আমরা খুব অনেক প্র্যাকটিস করি, we have loads of resources, তো আমরা স্টুডেন্টদেরকে we keep them practicing, তো তখন they get used to it. তো যখন একবার used to হয়ে যায় তখন এই অ্যাকসেন্টটা বুঝতে খুব একটা প্রবলেম হয় না। ফার্স্টের দিক দিয়ে একটু কষ্ট হয়, ফার্স্টের দিক দিয়ে একটু প্রবলেম হয় to understand what they're talking about, but gradually when they're practicing more and more it becomes really easy.
So sir, there's another question. Kono question type er kono pattern ache othoba different scenarios je tara ওই scenarios গুলো একটু আগে থেকে যদি তারা expect করতে পারে যে এই ধরনের scenario অথবা এই ধরনের question patterns আসতে পারে, সেটার ব্যাপারে একটু বলতে পারবেন?
Sure. Excellent question, Sarah. এটা আসলে না definite, there is not a definite pattern যে কোন section এ কিরকম question আসে, but in my experience, as long as I've been teaching, I have come across a certain pattern যেটা আমি সবাইকে suggest করি, but then again I will say there is no definite pattern যে section 1 এরকম question আসে. It's just in my experience, in my opinion, I'm sharing it with you. Section 1A, mostly they start off with a telephone conversation. It's mostly like one person is calling at a venue or probably at a center and asking about some show or about some concert, asking about the dates, asking about the address or probably the price of the tickets. So section 1 is mostly informative and they have to look for different informations. Section 2 there, I have seen that mostly economic map. They're always 90% of the test of IELTS, they will have a map in section 2. And এইটার ব্যাপারে যদি একটু tips share করি, it's always important for the students to locate the starting point where they start from. Once we can locate the starting point, it becomes really easy to go ahead and then turn right or turn left. There can be a map of a certain building, there can be a map of a certain basement, there can be a map even of a field or area. And then in section 3 there are mostly conversation between two people, and this conversation could be regarding a research based study or a certain observation or a certain program or a certain thesis. It could be any random topic actually, but yeah, it can be a bit confusing. Conversation gulo একটু মাঝে মধ্যে confusing হয়ে যায়, আমি tips গুলো হয়তো share করতে পারি পরে. And then in finally section 4 I have seen that there are mainly monologues. One person will be talking about a certain random topic. It could be as random as probably environment, climate change, or ocean pollution. It could be anything. So these are the 4 types of questions that normally come in 4 different sections. But then again, I will say, I'll repeat that it's not specific that each question, each section will have this. It might be changing, but the students can expect this type of questions in the exams.
So what about the techniques or the tips that they can use to answer these types of situations?
Thank you, sir. Well, for section 1, as I said, it's a very informative based section. And they will be asking you different dates, different prices, different addresses, name of person. So basically, it's important for the student to utilize the first 30 seconds time that will be given to look at the question and see what they're looking for. If they know what they're looking for, then it will be easier to keep the focus. It will be easier for them to concentrate. And for section 2, for the maps, as I said, it's very much important for them to locate the starting point. If they know where they start in a map, then it will be easier for them to guide through the entire map. Sometimes there are also some north, south, east, west directions, but that is not that much hard. there will be a mini compass given in the map as well. So it's not really that hard. For section 3, for the conversations between two people, the tips that I always tell my student, it is basically the most challenging section of the entire listening test. Because why? I'll tell you. If one person, say for example, one person is suggesting a particular thing to another person, that might be in the multiple choice. And whenever the student hears it, he might think this is the right answer and then takes it off. But then again, in a reply, when the other person says, oh no, that's not true, it actually is something else. So basically they are in a disagreement. And so the answer wouldn't be that. And that's when the student becomes really confused. So I always tell my students to keep calm, listen to the entire conversation, understand what they're talking about, rather than just listening for the keywords, understand what they're saying, and then take your answer. There's another important tip that I wanted to share. In these type of multiple choice questions, mostly students look for the keywords, and they expect that the record will be playing the keywords so that they could answer the questions. But there's a 90% chance that the keyword won't be played in the record. There will be synonyms. So it's very much important for students to have a good vocabulary power, so good vocabulary language power. They must know the synonyms of many words so that they can understand the meaning of the question and they can understand the record and they can match the two meanings and then they can come to a conclusion. And these have to be done in a very short period of time. So we are actually multitasking. So we do have classes on synonyms as well. We provide classes on synonyms and antonyms, and we are always trying to improve the students' vocabulary knowledge. I hope that will make the students very equipped. And also for section 4, for the monologues, as I said, we always tell the students to utilize the first 30 seconds to look out for all the for the main questions, for the keywords, and also there will be subsections. So there will be some topics given in those section 4. So if the student keep focused on the subsections, it will be easier for them to answer those questions.
Thank you so much for all of that information, Abdullah sir. And
thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you viewers for watching this video. Make sure that you stay tuned and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube channel for more such videos and techniques and tips on IELTS and other courses. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.